does its own thing. When it don't want a certain thing to exist in its space, it will not allow it to exist. But hopefully y'all having a wonderful morning, evening, night, midnight special, whatever time that this is coming at y'all. Enjoy this energy, take part in this atmosphere. Now we all in some kind of similar boat. We could start the conversation. Yeah guys, this Thai gaming. I'm just going to be having everything playing on while we just for a certain amount of time. And then we'll come back in a bit later and we're going to get our podcast, the JUSt TAi podcast, and really dig deep. Get some skeletons out of somebody's closet or out of our own closet. We just worried about ourselves over here. But what am I right now? I got to remember how to play this. But remember guys, JUSt TAi is when you combine your minds with your hearts. Connect those two circles and let whatever come out just come on out. I just wanted to be able to bring something to y'all before the podcast, just in case something goes on with it. Hey, good morning. But this is the game called The Everything. Can you turn that back on? Thank you. And this is a game called The Everything, featuring the voice of Alan Watts. You just like take control of different plants, anything really. You can make them dance, synchronize together. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna put the link to the Discord right now in the description. Well, in the there it is. Link to the Discord right now. Not in the description. It's in the chat box right there. I don't know where I end and my forest begins. I suppose it is me having this thought. But then again, I wouldn't have had it if they weren't around. Ooh, well you know that you a forest if there's nobody else around this to be a tree with you? Put this on autoplay mode for a minute. Just tie while it's going on. Yes guys, I've been having the past couple days, been fine. Been doing some painting again. I've been getting into VR development. Shout out to UL, he sent me this dev kit links so I can start working on literally an app. So you're gonna be seeing the JUSt TAi, Just Think About It app coming to y'all pretty soon. Probably like a couple months still, cause I want it to be a real app. It ain't gonna be some janky thing I just put spawn together real fast. It's gonna be something really entertaining, thought-provoking at the same time. You know how it is at Thai. But Pacific as to apps, oh, I don't like, let me see what this says. I don't like the look of this grass. It's just gonna swallow me up. What is he? Oh yeah, whoo, now I'm an island. No, I want to zoom in. The islands are dancing. Nothing larger than me nearby. Oh yeah, I want to make VR apps. Apps that cater to VR, like the Oculus Rift. Or even if you have the Google Cardboard or Google Daydream and you slide your phone in on the side, I want to develop an app that's going to be catering to that field. What's up, Oz? What's up, King guys? I'm just a Earth with some rings for some reason. Earth got rings now floating around this star. This not even Earth, cause that's not our star. Supermassive sun. Yeah, I want to be that. But yeah, I'm gonna start getting back into learning coding, learning this language of the computers. That's why I've been not on so much. I'm gonna get coding down, develop a cool app, a cool simulation app, and still bring forth the 360 videos. Sorry, now I'm a Galaxy. Still bring forth those 360 videos that's been coming out. I'm gonna start putting together some skits. Yeah, in this game you can travel far out in. Like right now I'm just a floating galaxy. If I can remember how to call my galaxy friends, we can get together and we can start dancing. This whole lives in here like, yo, what is going on? This is what was prophesied. The galaxy was going to collide with the neighboring galaxy. But yeah, this morning on this video, what happened to my L? You got one? What is this one? It isn't the weight of the past or the future that weighs you down, but the present alone. And what are these talking to me? I forgot how to play this game. Flock. Oh, the old button lets you release things from your flock. What if I want to become that right there? Oh, there I am. And I think I press... Oh, I'm a superstar cluster. But what if I want to descend? Let's keep descending. No, that's ascending. You are vibrating light point. I didn't have this before. Wait, what's that sound? I exist beyond a galaxy. What is that white feather doing here? Convex stellated polyhedron. That's cool. A regular, what is that? A regular nested structure. Let's go in there. This looks like a hypercube to me. Well, no, kinda. Hypercube is a four-dimensional cube. I was about to say a four-dimensional sphere. It's like different objects floating in time. This just always has me think about Plato and just about sacred geometry in general. How sacred it really is. 'Cause I think it creates the space that we're in. Just like this game is trying to show. Like we exist inside one of these spaces. Let's go in this one. Because you can... Whoa! What did I just do? What am I? What the heck? Feedback sphere. Like, what the heck is a feedback sphere? I'm gonna keep going into myself. Wait, I don't want to just go back to the same thing. It was something. I know that if I keep going small, I wind up going back to where bacteria is in atoms. There it is. You go so far out that you just go back in. Now I'm a, what is this? I'm a carbon atom. This is how a carbon atom exists, I suppose. I doubt they see anything. They don't have eyes. They probably sense the world and like something, see something totally different. This is kind of small. I want to be a wood splinter. A splinter of wood. This got caught in my foot a couple times. What is all these things here? Never was this before. A grain of sand. How do I get out? Cool. Yeah, I haven't revisited this game since I started earlier. I mean, since I first played it. But yeah, to start a conversation, I guess what just came to mind. I was thinking about, ooh, what is this? Oh, wait, it's a little thing right here before I go into that. Alan Watts about to talk right quick.
Focus on that sensation of distinctness. We'll even call this one separateness.
Separateness.
The thing to do with all feelings that you don't like is to experience them as deeply as possible. And go into the inmost depths of loneliness. And indeed, let us say, the inmost depths of selfishness.
Inmost depth of selfishness.
The sensation of being you, this curious, lonely center of awkward sensitivity, subject to the most peculiar feelings and pains and anxieties and all that sort of thing. All that
my L not hit.
Is an essential prerequisite for feeling something else. These two experiences go together. So what anyone or any being whatsoever who has a sense of centrality, who has a sense of selfhood, who has a sense of identity,
centrality.
That sense of identity is inseparable from something else going on that is defined as not being me, as not being under my control, and that may jump at any time.
Oh wow, that was deep, Alan. That was deep, Alan. I was talking about man, what I've been actually doing these past couple of days since I've been going live. True hasn't been live, even though I missed last night. But before then, he wasn't live, and I wasn't going into the I wasn't being as displaceful with what I'm thinking. I was mostly going into what I was thinking the past couple of days. I've been really relaxing, just letting my thoughts wander, not really putting new input, but just going over what's already there. Like, that's literally what I've been doing, just re-going what's already there. Had a little microdose yesterday. It was pretty cool. I had a pretty cool time, and I was able to go into some thoughts that I saw I was putting on the back burner so I can get a couple things done. But then wondering why things wasn't working as smoothly, or why whenever it's a back thought in my head, it do not allow itself to stay dormant or quiet. It's like, I am here, and I try my best to be like, yo, I gotta do something right now. I can't be feeling like this, trying to act on this project, because I don't like to bring certain energy sometimes to certain projects. I like to say, this energy is conjured up for this type of project. Wait, I don't want to relieve the space. Oh, I guess I just did. I am a palm. Oh, I guess we up to where the trees are and stuff are now. But there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with feeling a little sad for a bit of time. Because like Alan was mentioning, you gotta, in order to feel something, you gotta go into what you're feeling, so you can go deep into what you're feeling, so you can start feeling something else, and then see the interconnectedness of everything. I think when you still stay on the surface level of your feelings, like I was talking about emotional intelligence in the other one, you don't really develop a cool emotional intelligence. You don't live inside that realm of what you are actually thinking, and what you is actually thinking is what things around you are actually thinking. I think when you get emotional intelligence, you start thinking like you in the flow. You exist in the flow, but you start thinking like you in the flow. Therefore, I'd be a little more calmer, because we always thinking something, or I'm always thinking something. So if I'm be thinking about something, I at least want it to be something beneficial, not no shadow beings whisper in my ear telling me that I ain't doing something right, or that I need to get my life together, or that I just need to do something a little different, when I'm already feeling calm about how I'm doing things right now. It's a deeper level. And I'm seeing that myself, because when I'm in that level and I'm talking with somebody else, usually what I was just thinking, or just the idea that came to my head, is what they was thinking. It's the same kind of similar pattern of what they was coming across. But if I was too much caught up in being upset about something, or something caught up in the past, then it seems as though I missed the mark, and I'm caught up in my own world, and they ain't worried about nothing about what I was just thinking about. But when I'm like really flowing and I'm really like allow myself to get past a lot of worries, my own personal worries, I'm in the flow. It's like that fear is a barrier. That fear is a barrier literally put up to cause a separation and make it seem like you're separate from something else. Like these snakes, they all look the same to us. But they probably like, man, my stripe on my neck is bigger than that guy over there. What you talking about, bruh? I'm a different class. I'm a different breed. He don't even spit the same as me. His tongue ain't shaped like mine. Same as zebras. Oh, did I just birth a new one? Don't come back, family. Let's see what dance y'all make real fast. But separateness, man, I think is always caused by some level of fear. And I see that in myself all the time. Whenever I'm upset, I'm causing another separation. But as Alan Watts was saying too, that selfishness sometimes is very beneficial to go into. That's why that TAi 360 video I made, how to spot bull crap, how to spot bullshit, whatever realm of reality you exist in, how to spot it, because it still do exist. It still do exist. And sometimes that separateness is still coming together. Because, I don't know, sometimes thoughts we have and we try to latch on and just try to appear a certain way, it's still just another illusion. Another illusion you getting caught up in. And you just like, man, I made myself separate because I'm upset. But that upsetness was something that needed to happen so I could see how so I could experience that for whatever reason. No, rattlesnakes rattlesnakes ever exist alone. All around are things that are a part of a rattlesnake's life. Things you love, things you need a lot, and things you need a little. Everything around you implies your existence. They imply you, TAi. Oh, you talking to me? The awareness of this all. Whenever they address TAi, that's because I'm the awareness of everything that's going on. I had to type in my name and stuff like that. Things are reality's way of saying you are needed for it to complete. Otherwise, it could never recognize itself. And so everything wants you to stick around and see things in whatever way you like. Wait. So everything wants you to stick around and see things in whatever way you like. I don't know if they want us to see things the way I see it, but these things will keep going for an eternity after you are gone. But whether you stay or decide to leave this place, I'm glad we were able to have this short time together, and that you could have this little reminder that you'll always be everything that there is. Ooh. Wow. That's cool. So he's saying everything around me implies that I actually exist, and that is there for my need. I mean, it's there because it needs me to interact with it. That's how I felt during my mushroom trip. And ever since then, I just took all those sayings that said it, and I said, yup, y'all was right. Those sayings is true. Because I was feeling like my spouse was created for a certain reason when I was tripping during the come up stage. I am everything. I was like, yo, why it seemed like you bringing me, like you bringing me to like these thoughts that I don't want to think about right now. I'm trying to blast off, have all these other thoughts about time and whatever else I can't believe or explain or imagine. And it's like everything that was going on was keeping me, as you would say, grounded to the earth. It was keeping me grounded. And I was like, yo, that's why you was here in this moment. Created you because to keep me here, for everything, like everything else is here. And I've been coming, watch me do it, here it goes, it's hard. The tree trying to do something, I don't want to lose my thought. But I've been coming to that conclusion too about everything in my life. About, because whenever I really want to do a mushroom trip or something like that, Whenever I want to do a mushroom trip, it seems everything pops up that make me not want to do it. And not even just the upset or something way, but just in a, oh, this is something cool on earth that you manifested that is actually cool, worthwhile. Like my daughter would all of a sudden need me, and then my spouse would have to do something, so then whoa, where are these airplanes coming from? See, I need to really play around with this game. It's in autoplay mode right now, so I got strawberries popping up. I gotta really get creative with this. Now they're going into the strawberry, and then there was a prinkle shell. But to finish the speech, I was saying it was that everything around me was seeming to not want me to go off into the extra dimensional space to where I'm able to observe everything that's going on. And I think when you have good things going on, or so-called good things going on, Sleepy E was talking about this. He blasted off on DMT like over 100 times, and probably more. And he was talking about how, in this particular video, how it's a little harder for him to blast off because a lot of things are going better for him in life. So it's a little harder for him to feel as though he want to kill himself. Like, you know how it feels, DMT and trip stuff, like you just dying, literally dying, because it feels as though he letting go of things. And I end and it will understand something. Oh, they saying things. I don't want to say nothing until I'm paying attention. But yeah, I was seeing how everything, like my neighbor would randomly pop up. Like I'll be fasting and I'll be like, man, I don't want nothing in my stomach when I do the trip. I'm gonna do it late tonight. And then my neighbor will literally pop up, and he doesn't chill with that many people, so I like to chill with him and stuff like that whenever he like comes out with a hand and stuff. And he was like, oh, you want barbecue? Or, oh, you want to do this? You want to go out with the dogs and go do this? And he don't always do that. He don't always do that. So it would be around the time I want to do a trip. And he would be cool with me saying, oh, man, I'm about to trip, or I'm preparing my stomach. Like, he would know. But it seemed though my heart was so attached to the situation that it's like, all right, yeah, this is something cool. And I really get something out of it. Because I don't want to feel lonely in my life or go into my trip and be like, oh man, well, nobody ever want to hang out with me, or nobody really want to talk to me. It's like, oh, well, this situation was created for me not to feel like that. So it seems though whenever I do go into a mushroom trip and I'm not feeling as though I'm trying to like actually be like, man, I gotta escape, I gotta really do this, and it's like, man, it seems that I really am breaking ties with everything around me, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I gotta go. Like, I literally gotta run. You literally gotta run away from yourself. You seem pretty sharp. Tell me, do I need to be fearing anything? Please write whatever it is down on a sheet of towel and throw it off a cliff. Or throw it in a pit of fire. Like, bang. This has bothered me. I'm fearing this no more. But it's cool how our life around us is set up to keep us entertained. But if it is something that you seem as though you don't want in your life, I think that is some good fuel. You know, I don't condone it because it's not legal. It's some good fuel when things is going on in your life to like say, man, I gotta do this trip. Just like you go grab that cigarette, just like you go grab the alcohol, the bottle of alcohol, and take shots and go to the bar and the clubs and stuff. That's that drive a lot of people to go take a psychedelic. So, but it gets a little more difficult when things start moving smooth, but it gets cool too. It's good. It's weird.
Central, sensitive, vulnerable self.
Let's see what Alan about to say.
Living in the midst of a world that feels other, but is not under your control. I want to try and show you that these two sensations are really one sensation, or rather two aspects of one sensation. You couldn't have the one experience without the other experience. Now, this is a rather good thing to know, because it means that you won't panic.
I'm taking open up a blunt.
People who suffer from chronic anxiety are always in doubt, you see, about this relationship between what I feel as myself and what I feel as something else.
Hey, what's going on, Astro Way? Can I get a lighter? Yeah, can I smoke yours? Mine's is not staying lit. For everything you managed to let go of, hold on to this. You live only in the exact moment happening right now. The rest of life is either gone forever or not yet revealed. Your life is a tiny thing in a tiny corner of the universe, and the greatest fame of dead grass can have is nothing. So Astro Way. But what that guy was, I said what that guy, I keep calling him, he is just that guy. He's just a guy just like you and me. I'm the loneliest shell you could ever meet out here. Aw. I'm not lonely, bruh. But what he was talking about, man, gaining control. In order to gain control, you gotta feel as though you lost control. That's why I like that saying, in order to find myself, I had to lose myself. That was the first episode of JUSt TAi when it came back on. I said, struggling with control. And I was just like, man, just give it up. Give up whatever you thinking you got to control. Because all you doing is becoming a monster, and that thing's reality. Whether you want to believe it or not. And I feel it too. And then I feel myself making excuses for why I'm that monster. That's why I like the villains and characters too. They got thoughts and emotions as well. But yeah, it's something really, really deep and profound about that statement too, when it comes to magic and not just talking about personal problems. Cause that's something I want to move past beyond on TAi too. We still gonna help out ourselves by talking about emotions, cause things are always happening to us that we need to address and things like that. But I want to move on to the things that's really unseen. And how that really has the power over what's going on now. And our higher selves, however you want to put it, I want us to like really get in contact with that. Because that's what it really, I think, really means, letting go of control and then really having real control. Like knowing that I can't make this object levitate. I can't make this hemp wrap levitate with my hand. So I can, but it ain't levitating. I'm gripping it up. But it's something that I can use outside of my mouth, myself, that can make this just levitate. Like, that's what I want us to be on.
Crazy.
All right, Alan, what you got to say? Came on by yourself.
Is to try and prevent people from realizing that this is so. By pointing out to them in the most subtle ways their limitations. And seeing if we can phase them, make them uncertain, make them unsteady. It's like all sorts of games that you can play, where if a person wavers, he loses. But people play that with each other all the time. And the reason they do it is not the reason they think. It is that if everybody were perfectly clear that they were a manifestation of the divine being, nothing very much would happen. But so as to keep everybody a little bit unclear about it, the whole thing bugs itself and creates these little doubts. So what we're beginning with is these little doubts, you see, these sensations of blockage, of not being very sure of yourself, but knowing very much indeed that you are yourself and that you're alone and it's all up to you. The terrible feeling of responsibility. So what I'm trying to point out to you is if you intensify that feeling and bring it to its highest pitch, you will immediately realize that you are aware of it only by virtue of the entire sensation of something else.
I'm about to open it up now.
Something defined as not you. So the feeling of not you and the feeling of you are relative. They go together, and you can't have the one without the other. And if you can't have the one without the other, that means there's a secret conspiracy between the two. They are really the same, but pretending to be different.
Hey, Oz.
The whole idea is if there wasn't a difference,
hey, King.
you wouldn't know anything was happening. There'd be just yourself echoing back at you. you see? And you'd
I got
feel
the
like a
Discord
madman in
open.
the hall of mirrors, where everything you went was just yourself, you see, in all directions, just you. Well, that's no fun.
I like how Oz put it. I like how I said, my mind just be everywhere. I like how Alan Watts put that. He said if we knew that we was God, like fully realized here, then we would just be walking around in a hall of mirrors, always just looking at ourselves. That vision I just had right now, a hall of mirrors, just imagine a black space and just mirrors just everywhere. And it's like doop 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 doop, like the spotlight just keep appearing on different mirrors, and you just keep on seeing yourself every which way you look around. 5 degrees this way, 5 degrees this way, 30 degrees this way. Why am I thinking in degrees? But that is cool, because that's the same revelations we come on when we experience being the all and things like that, that we are literally everything, but experiencing, having different kinds of experiences, growing up under different configurations. And that's what this earth body is. Now everybody grew up in America, and even if you grew up in America, you was East Coast, West Coast. Even if East Coast, West Coast, you was born North, South, you was Mexican, white, culture-wise. And even in your culture, like, it's so individual, it's so broken down, it's so complex. That's why it's so confusing when you tell people that we really are the same. Oh yeah, I think I need headphones too. Hold on. Let me go get the other headphones. Oh, you let your eyes open up a bit. There it is. Since PlayStation want to give me one headphone for $10, I'm just gonna put the other headphone from the Discord in there. Alright, let's move a little closer. Alright. There we go. But yeah, he was saying how how Alan Watts was just saying what I just was talking about how everything around us creates doubt that we're not it, that we're not God, that we're not like the main character in the story. It's like, yo, I went through that, man, and just the time on just how it is in life, to not make it so personal. But a lot of people like get stuck in that stage for the rest of their life. They be like, man, I know something going on, I know I'm it. And they go crazy. They don't ever like really deal with psychedelics, but something happened in their brain, like a switch connecting their brain, smoking a lot of ganja, or have a accident happen. Like when accidents happen, freak accidents or near-death experiences, you get a couple hints, but it's not as clear as a picture as you get when you're on psychedelics. So you're like, yo, I know we all it. I know that everything around me is a lie. And you run around the streets trying to convince everybody. And that's why you start saying, I'm Jesus. Just running around like randomly saying it to random people that like worship Jesus. Like that's a whole nother story. Like, yeah, I am Jesus, just like I am this camera that I'm talking into away. Like it really is. That's
all communicating to each other, come up with ideas. That's just part of you.
What can I tell you? I've been trying to wake up from this dream my whole life, but it's not happening. Oh, this lotus flower is stuck in this dream. That's one self-aware lotus flower. Asteroid says, it's like when you first wake up, all you want to do is wake other people up, but it don't work like that, LOL. It really don't work like that. I tried talking to everybody, literally everybody around me, and this was after I started.
I don't want to wake up, and just sometimes it just happens like that because we're in the same room, in the same energy. Like shit, you woke up, I gotta get up too. because you just feel the energy.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't. It's like, don't touch me. Leave me alone. Let me sleep. Just let me fucking sleep.
Yeah, it can go either way. Yeah, that was the lady talking. Y'all heard.
I can get up right away, but she let your ass talk today.
No, we talking about waking up. Wait.
I'm talking about literally too.
Oh.
Don't touch me today, or don't just let me sleep. I don't care what's going on. The
Uh-huh.
other day she wake up with energy. Oh, you have to be talking. Let me get up. Let me see what's going on. Let me wake up today.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm on shit.
That's the good case scenario. That people be like, oh, you up too?
Contagious, it is.
No, it's kind of, yeah.
But then when you on your own shit, you're like, I had a rough night last night, fuck you. I'm going to sleep, I'm staying asleep, don't touch me. I don't care what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. And that's how it is. Oh, no, it still say, oh, let me cut the app off and cut it back on. It was still saying that your microphone was cut off. But yeah, I mean, you're right about that. It's just that when you really get to, it's just that that's a real good case scenario too. Why is it still saying I'm connected? Oh, let's try this again. Test.
In dream world,
Test.
realms, and so what is this dream?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all trying to wake up or something? Trying to wake up in the table. What's this mirror one?
I hope they was able to hear you. I'm connecting back to the Discord now on this tablet. Now it's taking this time. Let me cancel out all these other apps. Test. Alright, it's saying it's on. Alright. But yeah, you right about that. You right about that. How did this just appear? I was not looking at the screen. You right about that, that some people just don't want to wake up at certain times and they feel disgruntled. But
It has nothing to do with you. It could be whatever happened in their past or the night before or whatever they're thinking about, you know.
It has everything to do with, in my book, about what happened in their past. Because to me, once you wake up, you ain't going back to sleep. The type of wake up that way happened when you do psychedelics, you ain't going back to sleep. You up for infinity, 24/7 on the 24/8. Like, it seemed like it's an extra day added, and some days it seemed like it's only 5 days in the week, as you missed a couple days. You in this whole nother sphere of existence. And
got so much control that they rule and shit, you know, directing shit in those realms too, like, you know. Under the underlaying, whatever's going on, however you play it out in your dreams, you know, moving stuff around, you're able to direct stuff. I know your dreams, you can't, you know, per se control exactly what your dream is going to be, but you can, like, be a part of it and direct it. Oh, I'm going to dream about this stuff now.
you right about that. I might start a forest in the desert. But yeah, in my experience, trying to wake up anybody has drawn the opposite results that I would expect it to be. Even when I started the channel, at first I was so disgruntled by my normal life, about me telling people about my experiences and it not being received in the way that I was experiencing it myself, that I wasn't even mentioning psychedelics on my channel. Even though most of my last JUSt TAi Now videos last year, most of my videos I was on a microdose. I was on a microdose of mushrooms in the woods. I was reading my Tao books and just meditating, yoga, sitting by the water, just doing whatever was coming to mind, hiking and stuff. I was like, man, let me whip out the camera real quick and JUSt TAi. I was like, man, whatever come out, just come out. I'm just going to record something for like good 15, 20 minutes. Shout outs to Ralph, Infinite Waters. He inspired me a lot. Ralph at Infinite Waters, he was pretty cool. He inspired me to say, man, JUSt TAi, just say whatever, record real fast, be excited about it, be all into it. But I was scared. I wasn't even mentioning psychedelics like that. And then I started mentioning a little bit, and then shout outs to True Life Stories. When he started going on his channel last year, just straight up mentioning psychedelics, and he was just normal, like, brown skinned guy with me. I was like, yo, I gotta start talking about it. Times is changing. Times is changing. And now y'all see where we are now. Developed a whole online community of not just chatting. I mean, not just Mina was saying, not just white people, just everybody from around the world. But just not even just people typing and texting, but people actually using their voice. So that, because people listen to different types of people around this world. That's why I say we gotta start the conversation with our folks around us, because some people only listen to certain frequencies of voice, so to speak, that's put out by certain voices. Like some people like that only able to take in information when they hear like that narrator voice that you hear when you listen to nature documentaries. I'll forget, it's David Attenborough. When you listen to David Attenborough type voices, and some people only listen to voices like Lil Wayne. Some people only listen to voices like Drake. Some people only listen to voices like Martin Luther King. Some people only listen to voices that sound like they pastor. Some just voices like they sister, like they mama, like they best friend. It's so many different examples. That's why we're all important. We're all important to the self. We're all important to ourselves. Duh. Wait, let's see what Alan said right here.
You may think that I'm speaking in favor of some kind of schizoid, pluralistic universe. No, the whole point is this: that difference and every kind of variety of differentiation is the way through which unity is discovered. And the fact that men and women, for example, as a primordial kind of difference, never can really understand each other is tremendously exciting.
It is exciting.
Because that's a way by which something happens.
Yes.
If it makes a difference, then it's there. If it doesn't make a difference, it doesn't matter. And what doesn't matter doesn't exist, because it has no matter. So when you get this extreme sense of your own existence as a rather painful fact in the middle of everything else, the everything else feeling and the you feeling are two poles of one and the same process. So that the real you is what lies between these poles and includes both of them. This is one of the oldest ideas in the universe, that the universe is the interplay of difference, and the primordial difference is between up and down, back and front, black and white, is and isn't, male and female, positive and negative.
Yeah, the difference between us is what creates the reality so that we could see things. That just had me tying about time, how time is nothing but the measure of change, the measure of one thing was here and now it's here. How long did it take? When you measure that against the distance, and measure that against where it was at some previous reference point. And it's all about having some sort of reference. Like, that's what all the reality is about. Having something.
What happens in this amount of time to a fruit?
Like all of that reality just existed right here in this light. But when it's just the light, it doesn't have that much to experience because there's no difference in itself. It's just the light. So in order for experience, am I leaving a trail of stars? What am I? Superstar cluster.
Depending on what you made up of is what is around the people you encounter is what is the pieces that you need to interact with in order to become your whole self. Your everyday experiences happen for a reason. In order to fit so that you can be a certain self, so that that self can still be a part of the whole self, is everything.
It is nice, Isla.
I'm fixing myself up to be a whole self, to be a part of somebody else's whole self, or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
All working together.
Yep.
Everybody got to do their part, no matter what it is. Even if you fix plants, I do hair, and he, clean up trash. We all do in our own. Make a home better.
It is. We all working together to make like a machine.
Or like anybody stuck in the body. They don't think about. Well, we don't think about what they do. What they do is think about what they do. That's not our business. All we do is think about what we gotta do. That's our world. Their world is to make sure that our world works straight. But they ain't think about that. They think about what they gotta do.
Who they?
Our antibodies and stuff in our body.
That's the thing that switch up with the. Yeah, everybody is caught up in their own little world. A lot of people are caught up in their own little world, but
they know they gotta do what they gotta do in order for their world to work right, and that makes the next world work right.
yeah, you can never not be doing what you're not supposed to be doing. That's how I see what you're saying. Like, even if you feel as though even though somebody feel like somebody messing up or not doing what they should be doing, they still doing what they're supposed to be doing at that moment in time, or else it wouldn't. Everything else after that point wouldn't trickle down the way that it would have, or that it will. Cause I was thinking like where did your spiritual awakening begin? Like, I get it what people mean, and I'm always on a spiritual awakening when I was a baby. It's just
you encounter in order for you to develop at what rate, speed, and what time and what space and how and which way do you look at it, and what else do you interact in order to change it or in order to become bigger, or just not. You just wasn't meant for you because you was meant to focus on this because you was part of this type of development. All still working, like say we was the team heart or team brain or team vagina or whatever. That's not your business. What the next person's doing. You worry about what you have to do. Because that wasn't for me. I was made to be a vagina. He was made to be a heart. So.
But that's how it do start off though. It do start off with not really thinking about what other people is going on. That's why we in the predicament we in now. Nobody have no kind of sense of what's going on about what's going on in other people's lives, because they ain't there. It's not practiced. It is there. It's not practiced. And when something not practiced, you gonna fall off that bike a couple times. Because with psychedelics, they push me into thinking about what everybody is thinking around me, and not even just really push. It really just like make me just naturally aware of what's going on in the person around me, all the way to the point where I'm able to be nice to them because I'm being nice to myself. Instead of saying, oh, you got that going on, I got this going on, it's interfering with what I'm doing right now, so things going to have to just change up right now because things got to be this way. It's like, nah, I see where you are. I see where I'm trying to go. We can get there. We can just tie and get there together. I think the best way, Astro Way said
you wouldn't be aware of your body, but you're aware of, religious stuff. All you do is pray, all you do is try to make the world better. But you're still not taking care of yourself and your body. You got to be aware of that world too. We all got to work together. It helps when you're more aware of more worlds. It's not just the spiritual world. There's a, another, what else world is it? Scientific world, whatever. You got to be aware of that too. It helps some more, whatever you're more into. It helps put more perspective. But it does help if you do work on yourself too.
It do help you work on yourself. That's what it's all about. Working on yourself. And that's what psychedelics and all this magic and all these things is really working with yourself. You hear me talk about saying others and stuff, but I was just saying that because it comes naturally after dealing with this type of stuff, because you start seeing, once you go really out, how much everything really is the same thing. And real quick before I forget, Astro said, I think the best way to chase awakening is to follow your intuition. It seems like it leads you.
Intuition it's definite. It's in your bones to be this. You cannot be nothing but this. So all I can do is, be the best at this, because this is what I'm the best at, So, but you could do as much as other shit as you want to do, but you can't hide the fact that this is what you are. This is in your bones and your DNA. So, you can't change the fact that you're eternal. Like, you're a turtle.
You said internal?
A turtle. But it's
Could be the best turtle ever.
Aware of, his inner body and humans and, space and time and like whatever else turtle's not really supposed to be aware of. But, he's still a turtle. I mean, he could be the best turtle he can be. So I learned about other ones. Daddy!
Right about that.
I wanted to follow my toy.
You got it. If you wanna, I hear you, girl. I hear you, girl. You wanna find the turtle to get the sippy cup? No. But yeah, thanks, Mina. Thanks for the input. Hey, Yoel. Yeah, we was talking about everybody playing their role whether they aware of it or not. But even if you aware of what you are or not, you still doing what you was, which in the biggest, or I guess the innerest most sense is oh, I was thinking too much now, I lost what I was talking about. Yeah, it's what you're supposed to be doing. At the most innermost senses, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing at every moment. And she's giving an example how a turtle can be nothing at the moment that it's a turtle. It can't be nothing but a turtle. But that turtle, the add on it, is everything, and it can be aware of everything. Like, man, I'm dreaming that I'm a turtle right now, like they do in this game. I'm dreaming I'm a turtle right now, and then that probably helps him out in his daily life. Or it can make him a suicidal turtle, like, oh, I want to stop. But no, turtles, they don't have the, I don't know, I haven't been a turtle yet. I was like, do they go through existential crises? Because they live to be like 150 years old, 200 years old, and things like that. So they here in this earth world for a long amount of time. Long amount of time compared to humans. They must really enjoy it a lot more. Enjoy it. They must be really enjoying this time here on earth a lot more than us. Like, what are they doing on earth to say that they want to be here for 150 years, 120 years? Like, what clicked in their brain? Crocodiles too. Something about reptiles. Reptiles live to be long, to be really old. Relative to their size too. Like, a turtle ain't but that big. But no, I'm thinking the turtles, the tortoises. The tortoises can be like 3-4 feet high when they stretch their neck out and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of what else Mina said. Alright, let's continue. Where is? I just saw it. Oh, I guess this is actually a whole planetary system I am right now. His planet's going around this one star. Alright, come, let's make it here. Travel through the universe, find out the next convo. Oh yeah, that's what you was mentioning. People not being able to have ideas unless they had a difference. A new idea would not be able to be conjured up. The less time that goes by, the more that happens in it. In this exact moment happening right now, the less time that have everything, the less time that have, oh, that went by too fast. And they want to put improper English. True, you can't equate length of life to fullness of life. That's probably why at first I said, man, are they really sad that they trapped here for so long? Like turtles being here, and that's why they so vicious. Like, man, I had to learn. I've been trapped in this place for so long.
Probably months with no legs, and they just had to live with no legs. I think that's pretty miserable. Not having arms and legs in the sky.
Not having arms and legs.
You strangle somebody to death. That's the only way you can eat.
But they only gotta bite it. They only gotta bite somebody once, right. And they done. They body gonna drop.
Right? That's the only way you can ever, interact with anybody else is by biting them and strangling them.
But it is something. You are onto something, because there's some myths out there, well, mythology out there that.
For a long time, and it works because it's easy. You're not thinking about nothing else. Just do the easiest thing.
Mommy. Hold on, I. You're right about that.
For a long time like that. You ain't gonna get nowhere. You're not gonna get no arms, no legs.
I was gonna say it's a old mythology that went around saying how all snakes used to have legs. But that's only like if you equate it to the Christian Bible and stuff, or just what happened in the Bible. And they said when God cursed the reptiles or something, he took away their legs. I think I heard this in church. That's where I heard this. Ain't no mythology. And they was saying and they was saying how he took off the reptile legs, and that's why snakes exist, because they're cursed beings. Oh, that is a wild story. That is a wild story. I don't know if there's anything to that. I don't know if because God would just be the snake god itself, being like, man, I don't want legs anymore. I don't need these legs anymore. I'm better off being a snake. Even though it is I think is snakes, they do have like. No, I don't know if I'm making that up. I had to double check that. If they have like remnants of having bones where legs used to be at formerly, I'm gonna relook that up.
Do you know somehow how you surprise yourself? For example, when you feel your own pulse, and you suddenly feel this life going on in you, which you're not willing. You say you have the belly rumbles, and you didn't intend to have the belly rumbles, and suddenly it happened. Is this something you're doing? Or is it merely something that's happening to you, as if it was raining and the rain was happening to you? Consider breathing. Are you breathing, or is it breathing you? Well, you can really.
I hear you.
You can decide to breathe and feel that you're breathing in just the same way as you walk, when you want to. On the other hand, when you forget about breathing altogether, it still goes on. And so it seems to be something that happens to you. Which is it? What enables you to make a decision? When you decide, do you first decide to decide? Or do you just decide? Now, how do you do that? Nobody knows.
Hmm.
See?
I have a clue. That's the thing listening to Alan Watts. I used to listen to her when I was a lot before, right before I did acid, and when I was doing a lot of acid. And he be talking, leaving a lot of open-ended questions. And that's how I wanted to talk too. I wanted to be real open-ended, just to let people just tie on their own. But I guess I talk too much for that. Because you do come to a place where you can kind of start working on at least what is the separateness. Like Alan Watts is a whole gatekeeper. That's what he is. He's a whole gatekeeper. But past that, you start seeing before I go into that, man, I gotta calm down for a bit, because my mind is jumping around. You all say, yeah, mutated, so no need for legs. And I just looked up on National Geographic how it says snakes used to have legs. Now they have evolved, but the gene to grow limbs still exists. Imagine a snake that has legs but can still slither. That's how snakes used to be. Now there's evidence that legs have reemerged in some snakes. But as for God cursing them, that's just some malarkey thrown in there. But I knew it was some kind of truth in there. Some kind of truth.
Which is almost the same thing.
That's cool. They was like, they just cool without legs, man. They really don't need them. They fast. Like, you can't really outrun a black mamba.
No. Or a
well, you probably can.
They bite. They strangle you.
God just can God say God just don't like legs?
You don't need it. Just strangle them up. Or just bite them. Nah, give them 5 seconds. You just need a century.
I used to love snakes growing up. I would just going to my head. I was just thinking of me watching the Jeff Corwin Experience and him saying, yeah, you have snakes have a neurotoxin poison, or I forget the other one. They have neurotoxin and something else. So literally, like, one will destroy your skin and the other one will like eat you from the inside out.
I think you gotta have a bigger brain than just wanting to just survive. Like, cause you gotta need limbs to want to create something. You gotta be peaceful. You gotta be relaxed. You gotta want to teamwork with somebody. Certain characteristics snakes just don't have. They want to just survive. So they can never even go to that next step because they.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about working with different kinds of species, or just to try to get some limbs, or to try to make a tool that they need, or work on. Something. Other animals do work with other animals as well. Or they might not. I don't know.
Also, yeah, one stops bathing, other starts secular breakdown. Yeah, that's what this is. I'm pressing in and out. I mean, the up and down button, and you get to see like zoom out and zoom in and stuff like that. But that's how real breath sounds. Let's go up. And you all had added to, you said the world changed, so they changed too. That's what I like about what my old teacher Miss Soretny taught me about. I keep going in. I'm trying to go the other way. What did she teach me? Oh, the phrase "mad." That the world is completely mad. And what that means is that in this world, you move, adapt, or you die. And that adapting has everything to do with evolving and moving around and stuff. Even though trees don't really move around. Yes, they kind of move around. You move, adapt, or you die. And that's why all these other species that used to be on Earth just went extinct. There's a whole bunch of platonic solids. I'm gonna bring them up so we can start naming them. This one is a... Oh, nope. I want to say a dodecahedron, but I don't know. I need to know this all. Like as a sign, like just know it. And I mention every time I'm in this world, just because the only other person I heard talk about the Platonic silence was in history at least, was Plato, when he talked about how the Platonic silence created this reality. I tried to draw them once, so I can't draw. Just get some rulers. It's probably a YouTube video that can help you out. Come on, I'm trying to go to these things. But how this world is created from the Platonic solids. Hold on, Platonic solids. Yo, I do not know how to spell Plato. I literally spell Playto. I just want to read what he put, just so it can go along with what, how did I just become a cricket? Just so it can go along with what we're going into, so when people watch this video, they know. It says, the Socratic tradition was not particularly congenial to the mathematics, as may be, who wrote this? As may be gathered from Socrates' inability, alright, I can't play around with these words, alright. The Socratic tradition was not particularly congenial to mathematics, as may be gathered from Socrates' inability to convince himself that 1 + 1 = 2. But it seems that his student Plato gained an appreciation for mathematics after a series of conversations with his friend Acritus in 388 BC. One of the things that most caught Pluto's imagination. Remember, imagination is a portal. Imagination is a portal, and that's what the shrooms told me. Plato's imagination was the existence and uniqueness of what was now called the 5 Platonic solids. It's uncertain who first described it. It may have been the early Pythagoras, but some sources, including illicit, indicated that Theocritus, another friend of Plato, wrote the first complete account of the 5 regular solids. Come on, get into describing it. In any case, Pluto, yeah, they really knew I wanted to get over it, because it really says in any case when I skip 2 sentences. In any case, Pluto was mightily impressed by the 5 definite shapes that constitute the only perfectly symmetrical arrangements of a set of non-planar points in space. And late in his life, he expounded a complete theory of everything in his treatise called Timinus, based explicitly on these 5 solids. They did not explain anything. Sorry, guys. That he just wanted to put some big words in there. Hello, Westerners playing enchantment games. It was from way before Greek's teaching was used in megastructures. I gotta look into that. Let me see. Because I know the flower of life is found everywhere. And you can get the Platonic solids out of the flower of life, like how it's underneath the paw of the lion in the temple in China, and they found it in some structures in Egypt. So there's no doubt for me that the science is there, but it's just wild that when you in school and stuff in college, that the only time you hear about this stuff is through Plato. And I think it really is only out of those couple sentences that they say. Because everything else that I got out of the Platonic solids was from my personal experiences and things like that. But really from reading that's the only thing they ever say about it. And then they just get into the math. They don't ever go any deeper in depth. Oh, I was right. That was a dodecahedron. A 12-face pentagonal face with 20 vertices and 30 edges. And the isohedron is the one with the triangles. Octahedron is the one with just 4 triangles around the side. Oh yeah, alright, cool. I was on point. I just like to know that I'm cool. Sometimes. Let's see. Platonic solids throughout history. And while that's going on, I'm turning on another Alan Watts real quick. See? They ain't gonna tell you. I really have to go in depth. First thing Alexa/Google want to tell me is the Greek philosopher Plato, born around 430 BC. Show me some AD stuff.
We can experience ourselves through and through as something that just happens. We look at it this way. If you feel your body, your skin, the solidity of you, and regard what marvelous eyes you have, which are the power which generate light and color out of all these electrical quanta in the external world. And these ears, these beautiful shells that you wear on the side of your head, with their little spiral bones, the cochlea inside, you know, all that. Marvelous. But you don't feel responsible for this. You don't know how it's made, if it is made. But it's you. That's what you are. That extraordinary pattern.
This is
See, I like Alan Watts how he talks, because he allows, like I said before, he allows you to like pierce into what he's saying. Like he said, he's mentioning in the end, we are that pattern. Like literally, we are the. Oh yeah, Elon Musk don't got nothing on me. I just had to get that out. That we are the pattern, the beginning and the end. I was just running across that in the it's just bringing it back. Oh, what you else? I ain't gonna throw out what you said. You said Western history started in Greek times. Yeah, they literally put claim to that too. Western history started with the Greeks. That's why we still do the Olympics. I was just thinking about that for some reason. We still do the Olympics. Like that started with them. But them guys, the way our government is formed, started over there in the Greeks. The democratic system, all of this stuff. Even the different little forms of socialism. They had a little bit forms of socialism. And then just come out of nowhere in the Soviet Union and China and stuff. Well, that's communism. That's why I think I like China, the other civilizations growing up, like China and Japan and the anime and things like that. Because their cultures go way back, way back. So when I'm watching their animes and they got their lore and things in there, and it's a lot of cool history. All history has got something in it, but it's a lot of cool history, a lot of deep history. Let's say that. All the heavens and all the worlds are within us. They are magnified dreams. I'm everything. You're everything. And everything's everything. Yeah, they forget all structures of older groups moving to a beach area like Florida. Wait, how did I just do that?
But now I'm scared of being small. Because maybe
There we go. This car really like got an engine. Put on autoplay again. See what happens.
they don't want to prevent that from happening to us.
How you make a bunch of cars pop up?
They don't
Oh, I'm back here.
they,
What is this? Man, it was something that I was about to make up and just say just now. Ethiopia gave you a lot of teaching of even the gods. Yeah, what's up with Ethiopia compared to? Remember they can hear everything y'all saying all this time. What's up with Ethiopia being so different than a lot of other parts of Africa? Like I love the way that I came across like Ethiopia standing out in particular from the surrounding area was when I was doing research on the Ark of the Covenant and on just the where certain so-called Jews or a certain holy people and things where they escaped to and lived at. It's ancient Kush. Wait, what? Wait, Ethiopia. And I was like, yep, it's right there. And I was like, it's something like legit about this place that all these people keep trying to tie and say, man, this is where all these other people live at and exist. And I was like, it's cool here. So what I learned a lot that I forgot. I learned so much that I forgot because I ain't really have like an experiences that was keeping me held to. It was like I was just learning what the square root of 59 was. But now it's like, that square root of 59 actually means my whole everything. I must memorize it. One of the birthplaces of knowledge. Zeus is from Ethiopia. Man, he probably had a cooler name too than Zeus. Hold on, I just looked it up. I'm gonna put this on autoplay again. And it says the kingdom of Kush. Kush though. Kush. The kingdom of Kush was an ancient kingdom in Nubia, located in the Sudanas in southern Egyptian Nile Valley. I'm after this, guys. I'm leave it off on here. I'm gonna go walk this lady dog a little early, and I'm gonna start the JUSt TAi podcast. If true, not live right now. I'm gonna start the JUSt TAi podcast, starting with the Kingdom of Kush, cause I think it's a lot that we can go off of this as we usually do. But I'm still gonna go over this. What? You just be pulling stuff out the bag. The part of us is within. They are magnified dreams. I'm everything, and they ensure you never stop presenting more distractions. Keep you waiting for the... I know. That's why I'm in it to win it. I'm in it to win it, in it to experience it. Because as long as I keep distracting myself and not thinking that I learned everything like they was saying, as long as I keep distracting myself with this knowledge, I'm going to just keep on becoming something. Yeah, we all do these things, man, and that's why I'm comfortable displaying me learning new concepts on camera instead of trying to learn it and then come back and present it. I still have some things to present too. That's what I want to get out the way. But I want to be able to present, learn, tie, everything in between. That's the glory of all of this. Yeah, let me get all the references on Ethiopia. Kush, good Kush. The name Kush, since the last time of Josephus, has been connected with the biblical character Cush with a C in the Hebrew Bible. Some of Ham had 4 sons: Cush, Pot, Canaan, Mizraim. I know who Josephus is. Josephus was a Jew who took down a lot of history of what actually was going on historically around the time. His stuff is not really part of the Bible, but I remember my grandmom, because she studies a lot. She's still like a whole deep Christian, but she likes to study the history of what was going on. I remember her introducing me to Josephus, and he was a historian. He was a Jewish historian of the time. So I like that they mentioned him talking about Cush. That's cool. It is also an ethnic term of the native population who initiated the kingdom of Kush. The term is also displayed in the names of the Kushite persons, such as King JUSt. Geographically, Kush referred to the region south of the first Catavrate in general. Kush was also the rule and statue of Kushite pharaoh. Yep, yeah, we gonna go into this. On the account of Kingdom of Kush's proximity to ancient Egypt, the first characterite of these words get into me. Yep, and they admitted it right here. It says, as a result, the political structure and organization of Kush as an independent ancient state has not been received as thorough attention from scholars, and there remains much ambiguity, especially surrounding the earliest periods of the state. As with all good things, yeah. The Kush pyramids are first. People forget the Bible is for insight, not worldview. That's how you put it, you go, yeah? It's for insights. Yeah, it's all the black people. Yeah, if you look at his face, the pharaoh face look like mine when I'm contemplating, or I'm contemplating. I can't do it now because I'm laughing too much. But high cheekbones is a sign. That's why the so-called fair-skinned people among us be getting surgery to get high cheekbones. Yo, and it's deep. What I'm gonna end this with now is so deep onto what I believe. Well, I just believe why Westerners like to put themselves in other stories. And it's not because they don't have a story to tell of their own. Cause I'm seeing this story they telling of their own, and the story they telling of their own is that they're not connected. They was never connected to nature. They was never connected to that thing that they philosophized so much about, that they put so much into a science. Once it became a science, it was disconnected from the story, from nature. It was disconnected from nature. So then instead of just going out and seeing the Fibonacci, just being out there naturally, like, oh wow, the numbers just apparent to me. I was just going to having Mystery Ozo when he did DMT, and he said he was seeing the Fibonacci structure just floating in front of him, and then bang, readily, all that science was just there readily for him to just go off there from then. But they had to see what other people did, Westerners and Greeks and stuff, and that's why King Oz, when y'all see him on his channel, he has such a discuss about him, because they ain't come up with nothing new. It's easy, and I see people like this in my neighbors too, that I would say. They had said this to me before, that he can't create, he's not a creative type person, but if you give him something, he can build up on that. He can build up on something that you already give him. And he's a real scientific type person. He's real smart. He's real calm too. He's a real cool person. He's a real cool person to be around. But he's not creative. He's not creative. And it just shows me, just as experience with my own two eyes, that this is what's going on for years and years and years all around us. And it's cool because they able to keep some called grounded and stuff, but when you take something that you ain't really come up with on your own, you run with it. You really a son. Like how you hear rappers and stuff, they be like, man, I sunned all these niggas, I sunned all these rappers y'all see running around now. That's because they was doing the drugs, living a lifestyle, hoeing all the girls out and stuff, and having all those experiences of being good and being bad, and them having all that, and other people just listening to what they was saying. And now they coming out with all these other songs, and they just living in the suburbs and living all cozy they whole lifey. You well said, yeah, they lived in the symbolic, not the actuals. And the reason why I could say this so passionately is because I went from living in it, being as a baby, to getting caught up in it, being in religion and using those symbols, trying to employ it to other people, thinking I had the picture, or experience the thinking that I had the picture, and then coming out of that picture, learning about symbols, about alchemy and everything, and learning about all of that and thinking I had the picture and trying to teach people. Then I went into the symbols, and now I'm starting to come up with all this stuff that other people, or that I just like to say, is out the blue, is out of nowhere, is out of nothing. But I understand that nothing is a no thing. It is still a thing. It's just, compared to this world, it's imaginary. It's an imaginary number. It's the square root of -1. That's the world I'm existing in, the square root of -1. Oh, I like how that's shaking right now. But I could really throw myself off. I'm literally reaching. Hold on. But yeah, now I see, yeah, going to the nun, and that's where the Thai is. Like how, just an example, how I brought up the Thai. I brought up Thai, I wanted an acronym. I was like, yeah, businesses, they usually have an acronym. And I thought of it in just a couple seconds. Just think about it. Oh, Thai, just Thai. Oh, that sounds calm. It just sounds calm. Cool, Thai. Brought that out. Just like the person that made the Tao with the TA, the Tao, the TAO, or whatever else anybody else came with. True Family, True Life, UL Adams, King Oz. I never heard of any of these before, so this is all stuff we pulling out the ethers for ourselves, and it's so different. And just to anybody listening out there in the future that didn't have an understanding of why they say the Western mind is not able to grasp a lot of ideas, and they say it's not connected to nature and things, this is just a little tiny piece of the puzzle as to trying to tie on what's going on. Yes. But it's still all love and peace, and we all just floating feathers at the end of the day. But I love you guys, man. Love you guys. Love you, King Oz, Will Adams, and whoever else joins in the future, guys. But specifically to y'all, thank y'all for lightening up and contributing to the conversation and letting it go to where we are now. We got on the boat. Now we on some other island. I'm about to go out and explore what's here. And I'm gonna tap back in. It's gonna be during the podcast, the JUSt TAi podcast. I'm gonna set it up outside. They not cutting grass outside today, and we can keep this up. We gonna go into the Kush Kingdom. Yeah, it's all love. One love. However it helps you get it out. One love to y'all all. Some people just go like this. Some people 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 do a little dance. But yeah, guys, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more. Gonna do the YouTube spiel. Like this video, put 2 thumbs, 5 thumbs up, whatever it is, how many you want to put up. And we all Thai, but do we really Thai? Sometimes I don't know, dude. Sometimes I really don't know. Until next time, this your guy Thai, looking for the controller so I can go out.